Good afternoon, folks, and thanks so much for coming out this afternoon. I'm Sam Ratner with Keller Williams Realty, and thanks for spending the next 20, 25 minutes or so with me and Ruth. Most people think the real estate market is confusing right now. And honestly, that's because the headlines are wrong most of the time. The media sells fear, we sell facts. And when sellers make decisions based on bad information, it costs them. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars in mistakes that are completely avoidable. That's why we're here tonight and exactly what we're here to show you that matters. In the last few years, we've watched sellers lose tens of thousands of dollars, not because the market failed, but because they followed bad advice, waited too long, or launched their home run the wrong way. Overpricing, poor timing, wrong strategy. These are avoidable mistakes, and they're costing people real money every single day. With our framework, we've helped sellers walk away from anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 over their starting price. That's right, we use the term starting price, not list price. That's not a range we made up. Those are actual results. Today, we're going to show you 10 mistakes we see most often, and more importantly, how smart homeowners avoid every single one of them. If you're thinking about buying or selling, pay attention. This could save you a lot of money and a whole lot of stress. Thanks for being here. Let's make this time worth it for you. I'm Sam Ratner, CTproperties, Keller Williams Realty. My partner Ruth founded and we lead what has become the top 1% real estate team in Connecticut. We're licensed in Florida and have teammates in every corner of the country, wherever you need us, wherever you are, whether you're moving to California, DC, Chicago, LA, Alabama, or we're in 53 countries or 57 countries. I lose track of that number. We have our teammates in every town that you're thinking of going to. Reach out to us. We can help you there. Here's a number worth knowing. The average realtor sells 6 homes a year. That's typically terrible. We typically sell 50 to 70 homes a year. I don't say it to impress you. I say it because when you're negotiating the biggest financial transaction in your life, experience isn't nice to have. It's everything. When you sell with us, you walk away with two things: maximum equity and experience you want to tell your friends about. When you buy with us, you walk away with the right home and that same experience. We're not here just to sell your house. We're here to make one of the most stressful things you'll ever do feel completely under control. The market's changed, but here's the problem. Most people making decisions right now are working off of outdated advice, national headlines that don't reflect what's actually happening in your neighborhood, or pure emotion. That's a dangerous combination when you're talking about your largest financial asset. What you need isn't an opinion, certainly isn't a headline. It's a strategy, it's a framework built on real local data, real experience, and proven knowledge. That's exactly what you're going to get from us today. Overpricing, weak marketing, bad timing, poor offer strategy. These aren't minor inconveniences, folks. These cost sellers between $20,000 and $80,000, sometimes more. And once you've lost momentum in the market, you don't get it back. Our strategy fixes that. We minimize the negative effect of time on the market, motivating buyers to make an offer instead of moving on to the next home. And then we determine the absolute highest price they will pay once they do. It's not a tagline. That's how we're wired. Let me show you what pricing actually does to your bottom line with our very own data. We analyzed 50 recent closed sales right here in the area. The results are stark. 38 homes priced the green, 38 homes priced correctly from start. They sold in an average of just over 7 days, 7.6 days. and netted sellers nearly $25,000 above starting price. That's 100 and almost 7% list to close ratio. The red, the bad part, the 13 homes that were overpriced because the sellers had a need, a want, a desire, or a belief, they sat on the market for just over a month, 37 days, and sold for nearly $25,000 below asking price. That's 94% off of where it was. That's a $50,000 swing just from a pricing decision. The multiple listing service average sits at only 102%. We sell on average at 107% of list price to close price. Our correctly priced listings, that's a gap that's real money in or out of your pocket, however you want to talk about that. Here's what this tells us. The right price doesn't just sell your home faster. It creates urgency, it drives competition, and it puts more money in your hands. The wrong price does the exact opposite. Buyers wait, offers weaken, and you end up chasing the market down. The price is your choice. We help guide you and direct you on a consultation. Pricing is a partnership. You bring your goals, we bring the market knowledge, data, and expertise to help determine the best pricing strategy for your home. We make it easy. We get homes sold. It's not a slogan. That's what the data shows us. Let's talk about a couple of recent sales. Real results, real sellers, real money. 2 homes, both listed by us recently. Ives Row, it was listed at $350,000. We did our typical process. On launch day, we had 65 people come through. Now you're saying, was this a long time ago? No, this actually just closed 2 weeks ago, folks. So that means about a month and a half ago, that's when we launched this property. 65 people in one evening in an hour and a half window. Listed at $350,000, closed at $441,000. It's $91,000 over the starting price. An average agent, based on the MLS stats, would have netted about $355,000 to $365,000. We netted $441,000. Another home recently closed. It was listed and started price at $600,000. It closed at $651,000. It's $51,000 above the asking price. $31,000 more than your typical transactional realtor. 2 homes, $123,000 more in the seller's pocket. It's not luck. It's what we do. Ruth and I attend each year what we call our family reunion with Keller Williams International. Somewhere typically between 14 and 18,000 agents happen to go to this event. We've been going for over 20 years now. Next couple of slides is just talking about some national information. We'll dig back into local because that's what we know is important to you. This chart goes back to the 90s. Notice we're near the lowest we're talking about home sales. Notice we're near the lowest transactional volume in 35 years. About that after the 2008 crash. That's not a headline you'll see anywhere. But here is what exactly means to you as a seller. There are fewer homes on the market, which means less competition. It's a great thing for us. Many buyers are out there. They're just being very selective. The homes that are priced to market right are flying off the shelf in markets on a day. The ones that aren't are sitting for months. 26 is projected to be better than 25 in terms of volume units. The window's now, and we know exactly how to use it. Let's talk about home prices. Prices have nearly doubled since 2012, and they're projected to be about 423,000 median number for 26. Your equity is likely at its highest point ever for your home. We're about 7.5% above the average long-term trends. It's not a bubble. The 2006, we were 21% above the bubble. This is real demand meeting a shortage of homes. The seller's winning right now, are the ones who act on the equity with the smart strategy. The ones who wait rarely time it perfectly. Talk about mortgage rates because we hear this, Ruth and I, on a daily basis. Well, when is 2.3? When is 3% mortgage rates coming back? Folks, they're not. They're just not real numbers. The real rates are right where they are today. It's about where they should be. Rates right now are about 6.5%. They're projected to get to about six or so, maybe high fives for the rest of the year. The historical average since 72 is 7.7%. So actually below normal. If you're waiting for that financial crash of '08 to come back or the COVID issue to come back for mortgage rates, it's just not real. The smart move is to act now and refinance when the rates drop. Let's talk about inventory. We spoke about this a little bit. We haven't had a balanced market. 6 months of inventory since 2016. Right now, we're 4.2 months. That means we're in a seller's market. That means that more buyers are buying homes. As sellers, this is your advantage, but only if you're price and launch correctly because buyers in a tight market, they're selective. They're absolutely not desperate. Here's a simple slide. I spoke about this a little bit earlier. It's just showing of the 1.5 million realtors that we have nationwide, the average realtor sells 6 homes a year. Did you know that 5% of us realtors sell 95% of the homes? That's a stock knowledge of information that you should have to make sure that you're having a great conversation. Let's take a look. Here's where we start digging into the data for you. Let's take a look. We run this data for every single town that we work in, Ruth and I, and we work in about 40 to 42 towns in our surrounding area, towns that we know and have deep knowledge of. Here's a snapshot of Cheshire. It's called our total market overview for the last 12 months. 221 homes have sold, and sellers are netting $7,000 above asking price with an average of 26 days on the market. Again, not our numbers, the entire multiple listing service. That means all agents selling all homes in all areas. In this case here, Cheshire. Let's take a look at the far right side. Terrible stat. 29 homes failed to sell. Every single one was a pricing problem. It absolutely wasn't a marketing problem. There's no reason a home fails to sell other than one reason. Seller had a want, desire, belief, or misunderstanding of the market. The market is not slow, it's selective. The price is right and you win. Price it wrong and you're in that 9%, that number 29 that failed. Talk about how buyers search just for a moment. Buyers today are spending about 10 weeks searching before they find a home. That means they're educated. They've seen everything on the market and they know value when they see it. You don't get a second chance at a first impression. When your home hits the market, those buyers are ready. And if it's priced and presented right, they act fast. Most agents list homes. We launch homes. There's a difference. Get that. Most agents list homes. We launch homes. That difference is worth tens of thousands of dollars. Preparation, strategic pricing, and market launch, buyer competition, and negotiation leverage. That's our 5-step framework, and every single step is designed to put more money in your pocket. Nobody times the market perfectly, not economists, not investors, not us. Waiting for the perfect moment is just another word for leaving money on the table. Smart sellers don't wait for the right market. They create the right strategy in the market they have. Overpricing doesn't just mean fewer offers. Let's really focus in on this. It means fewer showings, price reductions, and a final sale price lower than if you had priced it right from day one. The data is clear. The longer a home sits, the less it sells for. You never get a second chance at a fresh listing. The first 7 days on the market is everything. This is when you have the most buyers, the most excitement, and the most leverage. Miss that window, and you're chasing the market for the rest of the listing, like trying to chase that ball down the hill and catching it. We're built to maximize those first 10 days. That is where the money's made. Buyers decide in the first 30 seconds whether they want your home. Poor preparation, clutter, bad photos, deferred maintenance, that all kills the moment before it even starts. We guide every seller through a preparation plan, and a well-presented home doesn't just sell faster, it sells for more. Take a look at this. These are real photos from one of our listings. Same house, same rooms, completely different emotional response. The house on the left gets lowball offers. The home on the right creates competition. Preparation is not an expense. It's an investment with a guaranteed return. Most agents do what we like to say the three P's. They put it on the MLS, they put the sign in the ground, and they pray like hell that it's going to sell. That's not marketing, folks. That's hoping that someone's going to find you. We run digital campaigns, targeted ads, video, and expose your home to thousands of buyers before and during launch. More eyeballs means more offers and more money in your pocket. If you're a buyer relying on one of the portals, you're seeing homes that are already picked over for the most part, often already under contract by the time you even click on them. The best homes go to buyers who have an agent and have early access, multiple listing service alerts, and a network. We network with our top agents throughout the entire region. That's that top 5% of agents. That's those agents that we're calling them, they're calling us before we even get on the market many times. What do you have coming on? I have a buyer that needs this. I have a seller that needs to move to here. What do you have? That's the difference between winning and watching someone else move into your dream home. Price is not the only thing a seller looks at. Terms, timing, and structure can win a home over a higher offer written the wrong way. We've won multiple, Ruth works with all of our buyers. I work with all of our sellers. I may not have broken into that. And together, that's just one of the ways that we make a perfect team for y'all. When Ruth writes the offers for our buyers, we've won multiple offer situations for our buyers, not by paying the most, but by writing the strongest contract. That's a skill, and it matters. The biggest myth about, excuse me, financing is that you need 20% down. Most buyers today are getting in with 3 to 10% down. Their program is specifically designed to help you. Don't let a false belief keep you out of the market. I hear all too often that too many tenants are paying the landlord's mortgage because they had a false belief. Have a conversation with us. One conversation with the right lender and us changes everything. The number one reason sellers delay, let's talk about sellers and their planning and their thought about getting ready to move. The number one reason that they're delaying is they don't know where they're going. They don't know how to get there. We solve that and before it even becomes a problem. Some suggestions: rent back, contingent purchase, bridge strategies, cash to key programs. We have tools most agents don't even know exist. You don't have to figure it out alone. Without a strategy, buyers overpay and sellers underperform. It's that simple. This is the largest financial transaction of your life for most people. The agent you choose is worth far more than their commission. Choose experience, choose strategy, choose results. Who you work with really does matter. Here's our system: market analysis, preparation, strategic planning, market launch, and negotiation strategy. Every step is intentional, and every step is designed to protect your equity and maximize your outcome. Most agents wing it. We run a proven process. That's the difference between a good result and a great one. Let's talk about that pricing thing again. The chart tells the whole thing. Week one, you have maximum interest and maximum leverage. By month 3, you have a stale listing, nervous buyers, and a price that keeps dropping. Overpriced homes don't just sell for less, they sell for far less. And if they've been priced correctly from day one, strategic pricing isn't conservative, it's how you win. Understanding where buyers are moving from is key to smart marketing. Our data shows that significant number of buyers in Connecticut are moving from New York, Massachusetts, and Florida. Buyers moving from New York represent the largest share of those moving to Connecticut, making them a crucial target for sellers. Massachusetts are the next major source of inbound buyers, reinforcing the need for targeted marketing efforts outside of Connecticut. Right here in New Haven, Middlesex, and Hartford counties, single family homes under $700,000 are less than 1 month of inventory. That's an extreme seller's market. The only homes not selling are the overpriced ones. Remember that 29 expired listings in Cheshire that we spoke out? That proves it. The market is not a problem. Pricing and strategy are everything. Your lender is one of the most important people on your team. And most buyers and sellers never have this conversation until it's too late. Programs, payment options, the application process, cash strategies, we connect you with the right people so financing never becomes a problem or the reason you lose a home or a sale. This is where we go from education to action. A seller strategy a seller strategy session is not a sales pitch. It's a working meeting where we build your custom plan. Home value analysis, pricing strategy, market launch, and buyer demand report, all specific to your home and your timeline. Book it today and let's find out exactly what your home is worth in the market. We're going to open up to some questions, but in the meantime, if you have any questions, you want to just simply get on a calendar, you want to book a strategy session, scan the QR code here, give us a call, drop us a text, raise a smoke signal, however you want to get in touch with us. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here with us today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us.